Alright, so I went to try to live stream and I have to wait 24 hours to live stream, so hopefully it'll be ready by tomorrow and I can reach out that way. I didn't realize that, never done it before, so I'm gonna have a holding period. And yeah, that kind of sucks. I was looking forward to kind of, you know, reaching out to anyone who was there, but that's alright. And I guess I'll go ahead and introduce myself again. My name is Mars, and I really want to kind of explain just how schizophrenia for me kind of had an onset. Like they say it's not going to hit you till, I mean, there's very rare cases of schizophrenic children and, of like younger people having schizophrenia. I believe myself to have always had schizophrenia because when I was a kid, my imagination was overactive. When I was a teen, I did in fact see things and people that I know for a fact could not have been real. And so for me, I think it was a lifelong struggle that just got progressively worse and worse. Now, when I was a teenager, the hardest thing for me and the biggest onset of this disease was I'd watch like a sci-fi movie or a fantasy movie, and I would begin to believe that these things were real, that they were not fake, and that I would see them and that they were going to get me. Sometimes I believe that. I had this paranoia going on. I always had paranoia that people were watching me, whispering about me, and it was really hard. I mean, school for me was really, really bad. I would be in the bathrooms crying because I felt like nobody really cared, and that was the beginning of the voices. And as it got progressively worse and worse and worse, it became clearer and clearer and clearer. And when I first started going to the psych ward, I was diagnosed with psychotic behavior. And by that time, I did in fact know that I was hearing voices and that I was seeing things that weren't there, but I didn't want to tell anybody because when I did look for a video of, hearing voices online, I came to this old video of someone who was institutionalized for hearing voices, and I was like, oh, I don't think so. I am not going to tell anyone because I do not want to get stuck in a psych ward. Psych ward is a very scary place to be, and I just thought they were going to keep me there. So, plus I was paranoid of all the people that were supposedly trying to help me. I'm like, no, you're not trying to help me. I was paranoid of my partner. I don't know how my partner has put up with me because I have gotten paranoid of him countless times and left and come back, and we didn't know that I had schizophrenia, whereas now we're aware of it and we're able to kind of catch it. But it does still happen. I do still have I'll have like a thought, it's like, oh, you should be careful because this is kind of weird. And then it'll grow and it'll progress, and then I'll just start to think that people are poisoning me and people are out to get me. And it's something that I can't control, and sometimes I will believe it so much that I will hallucinate about it, and it's insane, really. But my biggest thing is, or that I would like to see, is a commercial for schizophrenia on TV regularly, because there are thousands of Americans suffering from this disease and committing suicide because they don't know how to get help, or they're scared to get help like I was. And they do have medications now. I mean, years ago, they didn't know how to help people with schizophrenia or really what was going on, so they did institutionalize a lot of people with schizophrenia for their own good, because when you go and have a psychotic breakdown, you can be a danger to yourself or others, but you're usually just terrified of everything going on around you, and it's usually self-defense, and that is the biggest thing. The biggest stigma is that we're dangerous and that we're going to hurt other people. And I mean, I guess they've got recorded cases, a few of that happening, but for the most part, I don't believe that's true. I really don't. I just think that people with schizophrenia are suffering, and we're not dangerous. We're not going to hurt anyone. you know. And the stigma for it's got to stop. It's got to be raised awareness. It's got to be made normal so that, you know, you can open up about it and talk about it normally rather than just feeling like you have to hide and feeling crazy and feeling alone. You're not alone. And that would be just so great to have commercials about schizophrenia on the regular. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now, and I guess I'll live stream tomorrow, which will be interesting. And yeah, I'm gonna go listen to music and clean my house and do some art time with my 3-year-old. So, bye.